Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
South Korea struggles to find enough beds for its sick. Italy deals with a rising number of deaths, and concern is growing here in the United States as the coronavirus that tormented China takes on the world. And we're following breaking news just into the Local 4 newsroom. Mike Bloomberg has announced that he is suspending his campaign for president. But first, we're following even more breaking news that impacts us closer to home. A federal judge invalidates Michigan's Medicaid work requirements. That work requirement could have cut health insurance for 80,000 people. The decision comes one day after the Department of Justice conceded in a motion that the work requirements are unlawful under current precedent from the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. The other big story, as we mentioned, Mike Bloomberg ending or suspending his presidential campaign. Our Sandra Ali has been following this story ever since it broke. She joins us now live from the Local 4 newsroom. And Sandra, is Bloomberg endorsing anyone after suspending his campaign?
Well, he is, Evrod. In fact, he will endorse Joe Biden. He announced this morning he is suspending his campaign after a poor performance on Super Tuesday. He issued a statement that reads in part, "I entered the race for president to defeat Donald Trump. Today, I'm leaving the race for the same reason, to defeat Donald Trump, because it's clear to me that staying in would make achieving that goal more difficult." NBC News reporting Bloomberg spent more than $445 million on TV and radio ads in a campaign that lasted just 3 months. Bloomberg was planning an event for Macomb County that was set for tomorrow. Obviously, that's been canceled. And meantime, we've just learned Senator Bernie Sanders will be in Detroit on Friday. He's hosting a campaign event at the TCF Center, formerly Cobo Center. That starts at 7. The doors there open at 5. This, of course, all comes as Joe Biden celebrates a historic night, racking up a string of commanding victories on Super Tuesday. Susan McGinnis has this report from Washington.
It's a comeback considered unimaginable just days ago.
They don't call Super Tuesday for nothing.
Former Vice President Joe Biden finishing Super Tuesday primaries with the most delegates. Voters turning out in force, withstanding long lines, handing Biden key wins, including Texas, helped by African American and older voters, and a little from his wife, with a quick maneuver to block a protester from storming the stage on Tuesday. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders gives up the lead, but wins with younger and Latino voters.
I am excited about where we are. We have come a long, long way.
Former Mayor Mike Bloomberg endorsing Biden and pulling out of the race Wednesday morning. His $500 million in ad spending netting him a win only in American Samoa. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren forced to take a close look at her path forward after finishing a disappointing third in her home state of Massachusetts.
I was not born a politician, but I was born a fighter.
But the night belonged to dual winners, now setting their sights on the ultimate prize.
This campaign will send Donald Trump packing. This campaign is taking off. Join us.
We're going to beat Trump because this will become a contrast in ideas.
Each man declaring himself the one to beat President Trump.
Exit polls show about a quarter of voters decided late in the days leading up to Super Tuesday, and that block largely went for Biden. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
Okay, Susan, thank you. Let's turn our attention now to the coronavirus crisis. This morning, the Dow bounced back about 600 points as Joe Biden's Super Tuesday surge gave U.S. markets a coronavirus respite. The rebound came during a protracted run of volatility with coronavirus panic that led to a brutal sell-off that has erased trillions in value from global markets. What you're looking at here is the big board. We, of course, will continue to monitor the developments there for you on Wall Street as they come into our newsroom as well. But in the meantime, American workers face increasing disruptions to their routines as companies, schools, and even local governments implement precautions to sort of curb the coronavirus outbreak, with many firms already restricting travel or even weighing work from home options and arrangements. The United Auto Workers Union just voted to implement a travel ban for all international and domestic travel as a precaution in regards to the whole coronavirus crisis. And they just issued a statement, and that reads in part, this is a precautionary action. It's not meant to elicit concern, but to help in dealing with the spread of this epidemic. Road travel will be permitted, and we will provide all personnel education on best practices when on the road or in the workplace. In the meantime, the World Health Organization says the new disease is deadlier than the seasonal flu, and the global epidemic continues to expand. The global mortality rate is at 3.4%. Right now, New York officials are reporting 4 more cases of coronavirus in people who were exposed to the second confirmed infection in the state. And Los Angeles area officials are declaring a local emergency there after confirming new coronavirus cases in the city. Kelly Kobiea takes a closer look at the global impact. She's in Seoul, South Korea.
Several countries around the world continue to struggle to contain this virus, South Korea being one of them. They reported another 500 plus new cases yet again today. 32 people in this country have now died from the virus. 41 have fully recovered, according to those official government figures. Today, some good news from the U.S. military, a commander posting an update on Facebook about that U.S. soldier and his wife who both contracted coronavirus. He said both are doing very, very well. Here in South Korea, the government is asking for huge amounts of money, $9.8 billion, to continue fighting the virus, also to counteract some of the economic fallout. In Italy, 27 deaths reported just in 24 hours, and authorities there now believe that they may have a new cluster of cases in a new town, Bergamo, northeast of Milan. They're now considering whether it's appropriate to put that town under quarantine, create yet another red zone. In Iran, 77 deaths total, according to official numbers from the government there. They've released some 54,000 prisoners from the prison system, hoping to contain the virus, stop it from spreading within the prison system there. And the WHO head has said that he believes the mortality rate from this virus, going on the cases that they have now, is higher than originally thought. It may be around 3.4%. The elderly, the older patients, much more at risk than anyone else. He also said that that number could change yet again as we continue to see more reports from throughout the world. Kelly Kobiea, NBC News, Seoul.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Let's bring in Dr. Frank McGeorge now. I got a lot of questions for you. First of all, are you concerned about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now this is clearly an epidemic that is spreading across the globe and has made its way to American borders. And so this is something that we all need to be present and thinking about. And scared is all relative, but yes, I am concerned about it.
Okay, so we're hearing that testing is no longer being restricted to people who only meet certain criteria. Does that really mean that anyone can be tested?
Yeah, so that's a really important point because we have to know the total presence in our community, the actual prevalence. And in order to do that, we have to test more people. But there's a practical issue that there are only a certain number of test kits that have been given out right now.
Okay.
And you can't just walk into a doctor's office or a hospital to get it. They still have to be done by the state. So practically speaking, in the near term, you would go to a hospital, you would or a physician's office, they would collect a specimen, it would still have to go to the state lab, and it would still have to be done there and then confirmed at the CDC. So while, yes, technically anyone can get it, I would still say it's going to be reserved for the more severe cases where someone has a travel history, an exposure history, and symptoms. But technically speaking, it will now be available to the general public.
And real quick, before I let you go, in terms of there being no confirmed cases here in Michigan, what's the real risk to the average person like you and I here in Michigan?
Well, I mean, you point out the obvious. There are no confirmed cases right now, so the risk is low in the state of Michigan. But there's obviously a lot more that's going to develop in the near term. Then we have to define risk, and there's the risk of getting the illness, and once it does arrive, the risk will be reasonably high. But the risk of severe illness will still be relatively low and more in the older age groups and people with comorbid conditions.
All righty, Dr. Frank McGeorge here with us this afternoon. All day long, you'll want to stay tuned here to Local 4 because Doc and our Hank Winchester is going to be continuing their special coverage of the coronavirus crisis starting at 4 p.m. In the meantime, click on Detroit.com, your resource for everything related to the coronavirus crisis. We do want to switch gears a bit and turn our attention to the forecast. Meteorologist Brandon Roos standing by as we take a live look outside there at what's left of Joe Louis Arena. I know weather dependent, they were trying to get rid of that last big, huge piece, Brandon.
Yes, and I think they'll have success doing it. We had a very unimpressive wintry mix come through. It was a little more problematic for our south zone. Most of us didn't see a whole lot of action, but 39 at Metro, 38 Ann Arbor and in Adrian. Live shot here from Ann Arbor with clouds out there, but they will be spreading apart and thinning. 40 degrees with a bit of a breeze out there. Pesky winds keep those 40-degree temps closer to freezing. At least that's how it feels as you head out and about. We have temperatures getting back into the middle 40s. And yes, we do have more and more sunshine with a breeze coming through your afternoon. Again, the wet weather has already pushed through, so a little sunshine today. We are talking about a little more wet weather for your Thursday and Friday. I'll have it coming up.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Still to come here on Local 4 News at noon. Just days after a historic peace agreement, the U.S. carries out an airstrike on Taliban fighters. We'll tell you what prompted the attack when we come back.